Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a really cool pistol from Zev. This is their OZ9 in a compact configuration, which is kind of like their take on a Glock 19. I guess you would say, in a way, kind of a Gucci Glock, a factory Gucci Glock. We're going to be taking a look at here. We got this particular pistol by way of Big Daddy Unlimited. Let's check it out. We're going to take a couple of shots, and as we go, we'll talk about this pistol a little bit more. Really cool setup. All right, got some Magpul 15-shot mags. It's kind of a 19 size. Let's take a few shots, have a little bit of fun. This is some Fiocchi 124 grain FMJ. We'll talk a little bit more as we go here, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about this pistol. Take my ear pro off here for a minute. So one of the primary features of this pistol makes it special and unique is that it is a completely modular frame. So with this type of handgun, if you wanted to, you could run a 17 slide or 17 length slide on a 19 lower. You could run a 17 lower, 19 slide, complete modularity, okay? Another unique feature of the gun is the construction manner that the gun is made. You can just pop this single pin, and it's an entire chassis that pivots up and out. It's got like a little hook point here in the bottom, and it pivots into a hard pin in here, holds it in place, and you pin it in place, and this entire assembly comes out in one modular chassis. The convenient thing about that is, one, it makes it really, really rigid, okay? Because the way that it's machined and made, it gives it a very, very rigid recoil impulse, and I would like to imagine aids in accuracy, okay? Really, really nice texture on the frame itself, not overly bearing, but perfect. It's got all the texture that it needs where it needs it. The magazine release has some nice texture there. You can really feel that quite well with your thumb, okay? It's got some nice texture here on the side of the frame. The rail's nice and solid, and I do like the fact that the rail is very, very rigid compared to a standard Glock 19 or a Glock 17, in that it is an integral part of the entire chassis system, which is really convenient. The trigger guard's got a nice clean look to it, nice clean shape. You don't really get that ridge that humps out on the front of the trigger guard like on a standard 19 or standard Glock pistol. This one has a flared mag well. On the upper, I'm going to go ahead and put the slide back on the pistol here. This upper is pretty cool too. The way the cocking serrations are cut are really clever. They're forward opposed in the front of the pistol, and they're rearward opposed in the rear, okay? So if you're doing a press check, if you just want to check to see if it's loaded, you can do a press check. There is a loaded chamber indicator, which is a window that's cut in the top of the barrel hood right here. There's tons of machining cuts that are made, not only for cosmetic function, but also to obviously make the pistol a little bit lighter and balance the pistol out in terms of weight and shot recovery. The sights are really, really intuitive the way they're set up. You got a fiber optic front, and you got just a Novak style rear. The rear plate has the same texture as the magazine release, okay? The trigger bow on this gun is unique, okay? It's got a nice feel to it. The trigger on this gun is very, very indicative of just a good, solid Glock trigger. I wouldn't call it like stupid good. It's definitely not a New York trigger or a cop trigger, but it's got a very nice trigger. It breaks really clean, okay? Also another feature, now we decided to run this gun in this particular video with just iron sights for today's video. But it does have an RMR cut on the rear, so you can mount all of your fancy slide riding sights, which we'll probably do in a future video, okay? And great system. Now, I wanted to check, actually, I don't know off the top of my head, but let me look. Yeah, you got a full-length stainless steel guide rod assembly for your recoil assembly. And the overall appearance of the gun in terms of fit and finish, if you look at a lot of the components, such as the striker stop, the striker itself, everything's polished real pretty and very consistent, okay? I mean, just everything has a nice polished appearance and everything. It's not an ambidextrous slide stop. It's only on the left side of the pistol. But it is intended to be a modular pistol that allows you to marry features of the 17 and the 19. As far as I know right now, the full length and the compact are the two main models that Zev has with the OZ9. But I would imagine that in the future, maybe they could even do a 26 variant if you wanted that super deep concealment. Or what would be cool, because of the modularity of this gun, is you could go with an even smaller frame. What if you wanted to go with a 26 frame, all right, but with a 19 slide? How cool would that be? Or maybe you want to go real rogue and you want to go a 26 size frame with a 17 slide. Go real rogue. Okay, you could do that in theory with a system like this. All right, we are going to be testing a variety of different ammunition through this pistol today. We've got more Fiocchi 124. All right, quick bit of knowledge here, just a little bit that we learned about the ammo, okay? 115, in our experience, we tried some Fort Scott, we had some Gecko 115, I think we had some Winchester White Box. All the 115 grain ammo that we put through this gun was showing a little bit of erratic accuracy. We'd get like a weird flyer here and there, and I don't know what that was. We thought, okay, well, let's try some different ammo. Well, we started slinging 124 grain pills and 147, and that's where this gun really came to life in terms of accuracy. So some guns, and I'm not going to say that Glocks, you know, specifically do this. It's not just a Glock thing, but it seems that Glocks, and I'm sure Chad can agree with me here, that Glocks seem to prefer heavier projectiles. The 124 and the 147s seem to do really, really well with the Glocks. And I know with a lot of my carry ammunition, like this HST that we're going to test out in this gun today, this is some 124 grain HST, and I've never experienced a handgun that didn't like this ammo, not only in terms of functioning and feeding and working, but also in terms of its excellent accuracy potential. So if the gun will shoot good with this, then we'll know that we should be in pretty good shape. I've also got some Winchester Defender, so let's get to it. We're gonna have some fun. I've got some Norma Hexagon and Norma Envy, both in a 124 grain loading. The Hexagon load is 1181, generating 382 foot-pounds of energy. This has a kind of a unique bullet shape that allows for some really good, potential accuracy out of that. Then we've also got the Norma Envy that is optimized for pistol caliber carbine use. Okay, this particular load is generating 496 foot-pounds of energy, 1,345 feet per second. All right, so first let's do some Fiocchi. I'm going to don my ear pro. We'll shoot the gun a little bit. This is our initial exposure to the pistol, so guys, don't think that this is an end-all, do-all video. We're just trying to show you guys this gun. Here's the case it comes in, by the way. It comes in this really cool red Pelican case. You get two P-mags with it. And get this cool snazzy case. And for all the documentation, they give you this real handy little kind of neoprene zip pouch. So it's kind of cool what they did there. In case of emergency, right? You get your red box. Okay, enough of my dang talking. Do some shooting. Okay, let's have some fun. This thing fits the hand just wonderfully. Oh man, I mean, for a defensive unit, outstanding. Accuracy, I mean, I'm not exactly shooting slow, but I'm happy with that for a defensive unit. Now remember, we're not gonna run this with a slide rider just yet. I'm trying to kind of get an exposure to this thing with the irons, because I thought the iron sights on this thing were just very functional, very simple and effective. So let's take out some of our soda pops back there. We'll shoot a little bit more here. Oh yeah, 35 yards back there, stacking them in. All right, I'm gonna load up a couple of mags here. Okay, Norma Hexagon, this is their match load. This is not the PCC one, that's the Envy. Okay, let's try this stuff. This is their match grade load at 124 grain. This ought to shoot pretty good. Let's have a little fun here. Might take a few shots back there at those long range plates just for fun here. Let's try this up close gong first. I don't know if maybe I just need to get behind this gun a little more. Seems like I'm throwing some flyers, and I don't know if it's the gun's fault. It's probably not the gun's fault. The gun is printing to the left a little bit for both Chad and I, we noticed. And it seems like the 115s string really bad compared to the 124s. Getting into the heavier bullets, it seems like they do better. I mean, the groups we're getting at close range are not terrible. I wish the gun was shooting a little bit better for me in this particular video. I don't want to, make the gun look bad or anything, but we're just trying to give it a fair shake here. The trigger's great. It breaks nice and clean. Reset's not bad. I mean, that target back there is 35, actually that's about 40 yards away. Get back to try kind of a long range shot back here. It's a long shot for a compact. All right, now we've got some HST loaded up here. Try grouping a few of these HSTs. All right, this is 147 grain. Oh no, that's 124, I'm sorry. I lied earlier when I said it was 147. That's 124 grain HST. I'm gonna shoot it on this plate over here on the right. And guys, I'm gonna try to take my time. I'm trying to make a very deliberate effort to pull this trigger straight to the rear each time. And the shots feel like they're breaking nice and clean. I don't feel like it's necessarily me, but then again, let's just give it a shot here. Not quite the groups I really want to see out of this thing, but I'm not going to chalk it up to being the gun or the ammo or anything. Could be me. Could be having an off day. All right, Winchester Defender, 124 grain plus P. Now, I didn't have a lot of this left. I only had a partial box, but I figured we'd run some of it just to make sure. Another reason we're running this ammo too, we want to just kind of see how well the gun just digests a variety of different ammunition. Not bad. It shoots pretty much like my Glock 19 would with iron sights. So I would say the accuracy is definitely not anything more or less indicative of what a Glock should do. I would imagine with a slide rider, this thing would be a lot of fun and would probably change the dynamic of this gun a good bit, probably help with the faster follow-up shots. We'll check that out in a future video. The gun is getting a little warm, but all in all, I mean, not shooting too terrible if I could do my part. Let's see here. All right, I pulled a couple of shots there in that group, but not a bad group. Probably about, you know, a little bit less than a fist size group at about 25 yards there. For personal defense, you know, that's perfectly capable. The sights seem to be well regulated right out of the box. I haven't really changed any things on the sights. Looking at that rear sight, it's mechanically zeroed in the dovetail. Everything's looking good there. I noticed that there's definitely some cooling slash, I guess those would be lightning cuts, as well as thermal cuts that are put into the barrel. By having that fluting, or by having those cuts in the barrel, it actually increases the surface area on the barrel and allows for faster cooling. That's kind of part of the idea of doing flutes and those types of cuts on like a rifle barrel. But also I would imagine it cuts down on the weight a bit. Anywhere you can trim a little bit of fat is always a welcome feature on a carry gun. I dig it. It's a really cool gun. I can't wait to try it out, you know, maybe with a little bit more of a slide rider on there. All right, now this is the Norma Envy. This stuff's pretty hot. 45 feet per second, 496 foot-pounds of energy out of a 24 grain bullet. We'll shoot a couple of mags of Envy here. Okay, take a couple of shots. Yeah, I mean, I really dig this pistol, and I was just actually commenting to these guys not too long ago here. Today we were chatting a little bit about it. I'm kind of one of those guys, you know, I like Glock pistols, okay? But a Glock is not necessarily a gun that I shoot the best out of all the other handguns I have. I know that's a weird thing. I don't shoot Glocks quite as good as I shoot like a CZ or something along those lines, you know, or maybe even a nice M&P. But there's something about a Glock pistol, though, that for me, I just like the simplicity. I like that they work. They're very reliable, and they're just rugged guns. It's kind of like the Honda Civic of guns, right? If you were to take a Honda Civic and trick it out and make it crazy, I'm not going to say that a Zev's a Honda Civic, because, guys, this thing is a great pistol. I mean, if you're a Glock guy, this is certainly the kind of gun that you certainly are going to love, okay? You got to be a Glock guy, but it really is a neat pistol. I just want to make it clear, though, that I don't feel like I shoot these guns as well as I do other guns. So if the accuracy doesn't seem like it's as good as you think it could be, don't think it's a gun. It's me, probably. I know Chad was shooting it earlier. He was shooting it pretty good, but he and I are exhibiting some very similar accuracy out of this. So we're going to keep shooting the heck out of this gun, and we're going to mount a red dot on it and do some more work with it. We might even bench rest the gun with the hog saddle and do some more formal accuracy testing in a future video. So I promise that's on the way. I just want to do an initial exposure on this gun, both for Chad and I. So just bear in mind that we will do some more formal accuracy testing so we can really get to the bottom of what this pistol can do in the way of accuracy. I just want to make that clear to you guys. All right, let's have some fun. I mean, look, thing is, in a personal defense situation, I would 110% have no problem at all defending myself with this pistol. Absolutely. I mean, especially if you're talking that, you know, most handgun battles occur between like 7 to 10 yards. That's probably putting it lightly. It might even be 4 to 7 yards, knife distance, right? Handguns occur at close distance. So when you consider that this gun is really meant to be able to get out of the holster, point it quickly, shoot it quickly, and have fast target acquisition with a red dot, especially if you just run a small compact red dot. You run that red dot on, you pull the gun out quickly, you get that first round on target, okay? And I'm gonna admit, I'm not the kind of guy, I'm not super fast on the draw, you know what I mean, in terms of being a competition shooter. However, from a standpoint of drawing this pistol from concealment, it does have a lot of features that, man, it's just really easy to hold on to, it's easy to shoot, and the follow-up shots are pretty quick. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna shoot these close-up plates, and I'm gonna try to just kind of shoot fast, right? And just see if we can keep those rounds on target a little bit, okay? Let's do that with this last mag. Norma Envy here, let's have a little fun. Yeah, so see, Once you start kind of just looking past the sights, looking at your target, point the gun, shoot the gun, and not try to concentrate on shooting it like a target pistol, I believe that's where this type of handgun really excels. Pull the thing out of the holster, look at your target, follow through, and make those shots count. I mean, in a defensive situation, I would have no problem at all protecting myself with this pistol. Beyond all of that, beyond my opinion, beyond what I think about Glocks, all of that, the most important takeaway from this video, I believe, with this particular pistol is the modularity of the construction. The fact that you can have one setup that can do a lot of different things and can kind of cross some borders that Glock doesn't really do. I guess they do kind of do, but not in a position where you can just change stuff around incredibly easy. So you can go from like a 17 frame, 19 slide, 19 frame, 17 slide. I would imagine you can also get into subcompacts eventually. The sky's the limit. They could even go the route of doing like a 17L or 34 and get into a long slide variant of this if they wanted to. So the sky really is the limit in terms of what they can do with a modular chassis such as the one that's on this OZ9 here. So guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. You know, we always like to just kind of take these new guns out of the box for the first time, and we like to go through some of the growing pains along with you, you know. We have shot this gun a good bit before the video, probably put about 250 rounds through it, just trying to get around the trigger and get around it. I do like it. It is a really neat pistol and everything like that. And we hope that you guys learned along with us. I promise we're going to revisit this video with an optic, and we're going to take our time and try to bench rest the pistol and really assess the accuracy potential of this thing, because I feel like I'm not doing it as much justice as I think the gun's capable of. But we'll get to the bottom of that in time. For now, thanks for watching. We really appreciate y'all. Definitely want to take a moment to thank all of our Patreon supporters, all the folks who purchase man cans over on the website. That's a monthly subscription box that we sell, and all the funds we earn off of it goes right back to supporting the channel. T-shirts on ballistic ink, such as the one I'm wearing. If you love the channel, you see value in what we do, and you like what we do, consider supporting the channel in one of those ways. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Many more videos on the way.